Hey y'all, my name is Mel Sparrow. I'm with the Ogeechee Riverkeeper out of Savannah, Georgia right now. We have a very long watershed. The Ogeechee watershed goes from just south of Athens, Georgia, all the way down to Savannah, and we are on the southern side right now. So take a look at our beautiful river here. Nice weather we're having today, and we are going to do a little stream ecology. So some assessment of the critters that live in the stream here, maybe some microinvertebrates, maybe some macroinvertebrates, bugs, who knows what we'll find. This activity is appropriate for ages 4th through 6th grade, but can be adapted for younger or older grades as well. So come with us and take a look at what we find in the river. All right, so what we're gonna need today for our sampling is a light colored bucket so that we can see what we find. Add a little bit of water from the body of water that you are taking samples from. And then we will also need a sampling net with small holes so that what you find doesn't fall through. And then some clear cups so that you can scoop out individual animals and then look at them up close up. All right, let's get going. So when you are sampling, first thing that you want to do is make sure that you're aware of your surroundings. So always look on the ground, make sure that you don't step on anything dangerous, make sure that you have a buddy with you, a parent with you, you are with a group. Once you have checked your surroundings and make sure that they are safe, then you can get down to the area that you want to scoop. You've got your net, you've got your bucket close by, and you're just going to scoop, not digging into the mud or the sediment below, but just scoop lightly, and hopefully we find something. So here we go. You want to shake it out a little bit, pull out any leaf litter or any plant material, and you want to throw that back into the water just in case there are any really small things that we can't see with our bare eyes. We want to make sure that those go back into the creek where they live. And then whatever is left in here, we can dump in our bucket. We're going to try to catch some of these mosquito fish that I see swimming around right now. It may take me a couple of tries though. Oh, got one. So just dump what you find into your bucket, and then we'll keep trying to catch a few more before we look at them up close. Sometimes it can be hard to see into the water that you're sampling in, so you might have to just take a couple of scoops. I think I scared them all away. Be careful when you pull things out of your net too. There may be some beetles in there that like to bite. So if you're not sure what you see, just dump it and don't touch it. I see some right there. Let's look at some of our friends up close here. Make sure your net's empty. They can get up to 2 or 3 inches long. So this is not a full-grown one. Pretty cool though, huh? Little miniature fish. So we'll just look at them for a second, and after we've ID'd them, we'll put them back in the bucket, and then we'll dump out the bucket back into the water so that they can go back home. So another thing to note when you're sampling, you don't want to keep sampling the same area because the noise will scare whatever's in there away. So make sure you move a couple of times. You might also get a better sample population. You might find some different things depending on where you sample. So next area we're sampling is on a little bit steeper of an embankment. So don't try this at home, but I'm going to hold on to my trusty cypress stump so that I can reach my net into the water. There's a lot of plant material in here, so I'm hoping that we find some critters that live in the plant. Oh yeah. So with thin plant material, you want to keep that in your bucket because some of the bugs live on the plant, so it's easier to see them. We got a couple of water striders in here, which are the bugs that run around the top of the water. They use surface tension to help them stay on top of the water. And a little tiny water bug, oh my goodness. So water bugs have pinchers on the front of their body, and they can get probably that big. And so in addition to sampling things in the water, we also want to check out everything else around us. So plants, birds, other land animals. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about poison ivy. See this green plant growing up this tree? Leaves of 3, let it be. Just in case you don't know what a plant is, that's a fun little reminder to try to make you aware of what poison ivy looks like. You can also study the leaves up close. They do have different shapes though, so sometimes they may not have points all along each edge, sometimes they do. Another thing to note about poison ivy is that the vine, you can't really see it very well on this tree, is hairy. So another fun reminder is if it's hairy, it's scary. That's not always true, but if you aren't sure, just keep that in mind. Don't touch the plant. Not everyone has a reaction to poison ivy or poison oak or sumac for that matter, but if you've never had it before, you don't want it. But poison ivy is also not a bad plant. It just makes us itch and have rashes. Poison ivy is actually a barrier plant, so it protects the forest. It grows along barriers, so even right here we're on a walking path. Where's the poison ivy growing? Right on the edge. It's an edge species. So it does help keep the forest protected, and it is a commensal plant, which means it grows with something else. So it always needs to climb or to grow out, so it uses trees or bushes to help itself spread. Thanks so much for coming along with us today in our stream ecology class. Hopefully you learned a little something, and if you try this on your own, make sure that you also keep a lookout for litter. So if you ever see any trash in any of the areas that you're going, take a plastic bag with you, maybe some gloves, feel free to pick it up. Help out in our waterways, help keep them clean so that we can keep doing fun activities like this. Thanks so much.